Welcome everyone back to weekly weather updates, and this evening we'll have a look at the latest GFS, GEM, ECMWF, GFS ensembles, and then we'll have a look at some precipitation charts and the live radar, as we do have some very heavy rain moving eastwards with some embedded line convection, which could be giving some very heavy squally winds and heavy rain with that as well. So first we'll run through the GFS, and you can see this area of low pressure over the top of the UK, and that's what's bringing the heavy rain today. Now, it will clear through gradually over the next day or so. Tomorrow again there'll be showers around, but the main band of rain should have cleared. Beyond that, that low again sort of mills around through the middle of the week before high pressure starts to replace it, and it starts to build in from the east and try and block out those lows out in the Atlantic. Now, as we head towards next weekend and into Bank Holiday Monday, you can start to see some warm air does start to waft up from the south, and we could be seeing some warmer conditions next Monday. Now again, it's difficult to say exactly what we're going to be seeing at this stage with the upper airs, but it does look like generally high pressure will be involved, meaning it will be fine, dry, and most likely pretty warm as well. Beyond that, the high pressure still sits around. We've got some quite warm air on this latest GFS, moving up from the south, and we could be even seeing quite a big heat wave with this, with the 15-degree isotherm potentially moving up from the south. That could give temperatures into the mid to high 20s, maybe even 30 degrees. Beyond that, heat continues around the country. There is some low pressure out in the Atlantic trying to push in from Ireland, and that could bring some thunderstorms with it before eventually that low pressure does sweep through, bringing in some cooler air off the Atlantic. So the GFS definitely going very warm there, and potentially giving the first signs of a quite prolonged warmer spell. Now, if we have a look at the GM, again, very similar pattern over the next few days. That low eventually clears and high pressure does build in. And as we head towards the next weekend, you can see the upper airs are generally warm, but you can see, not unlike the GFS, we've got very similar pattern in terms of pressure charts, but the winds are not quite veering southerly, in southerly direction, which means the air is not going to be quite as warm, which in turn will mean temperatures maybe will be a little bit more suppressed. However, still be fine and dry. However, as we head to day 10, a sort of cut-off low forms, and although that could be bringing warmer air in from the southeast, it will be providing lift, and it could create a few thunderstorms and showers, especially further southwards and westwards. So we have to keep an eye on that. If we now have a look at the ECMWF, you can see that, again, very similar pattern over the next few days. Then that high pressure does start to build in for next weekend. And you can see the ECMWF does start to bring up some warmer air from the south, but not quite in time for Bank Holiday Monday. However, as we head into the middle of next week, you can start to see some warmer air does waft up from the south, associated with an area of low pressure, which is sort of sitting to the north of Spain, which could provide a few thunderstorms within the warmer air. But again, we'll have to confirm details near the time. So all of the different models are showing warmer conditions coming out, sort of towards the last few days of May, early June. High pressure is going to be quite dominant. However, with these little cut-off lows, you can't rule out the potential for some showers and thunderstorms. If we now have a look at the GFS ensembles, you can see generally over the next few days, cooler than average upper airs, before by Bank Holiday Monday into early June, you can see quite a few ensemble members are starting to go quite warm. Now, there are still some ensemble members going quite cool, if not even still quite cold, and those are really offsetting the warmer ensemble members at this stage, keeping it around average for the foreseeable future. So it'll be very interesting to see exactly what does prevail. I do suspect at this stage warmer temperatures are probably more likely, but again, you can't discount the colder outliers. You do see there are some precipitation signals starting to crop up around the 30th, 31st of May. That perhaps is giving signals that many of the ensemble members are going for that cut-off low just to the south of the UK, spiralling up some showers. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. In the longer term, still generally pretty dry, but still a few precipitation signals around, so still giving the threat of showers and thunderstorms. If we have a look at the 2-meter temperatures, you can see quite widely from about the 29th, 30th of May, temperatures are high teens, if not getting up to around 20 odd degrees, and even some ensemble members getting up to around 25 degrees. Again, GFS ensembles do downplay the temperature sometimes, so it can be warmer in localized spots, as we do get some surface heating, and it does sometimes underplay how quickly the surface level can heat up. So we could be seeing some even warmer temperatures than that. So we'll have to keep an eye on those temperatures, but it definitely does look like it could be going warmer towards the end of May and start of June. If now we have a look at the precipitation charts, so we still do have showers over the next few days. You can see that heavy rain moves through today, got line convection within that. Showers spiral through tomorrow. Again, few thunderstorms possible in the south, as we do have again lift, and then more showers spiraling around before high pressure starts to build in towards sort of next weekend. First, a little weather front moving in further northwards, but sort of losing all its energy before high pressure does build in, and generally things go a bit drier. If we have a look at the GEM model, again, weather front moves through today. Showers, thunderstorms tomorrow, especially in the south and the Midlands. And then again, a few showers around again midweek, and then weather front tries to creep into the northwest, but only really flirts with the coast before drier conditions prevail towards next weekend and the bank holiday. So GM going a lot drier there than GFS is showing. If we have a look at the icon run, heavy rain sweeps through today. Again, showers and thunderstorms in the south tomorrow, maybe some persistent rain and maybe a bit of snow in Scotland over the hills. And then showers again continue, and then by Wednesday things are looking a bit dry, maybe some showers in the east, before weather front doesn't move through, but fizzles out towards the northwest, before things will be turning a lot drier. So still some rain around, but towards next weekend it definitely does look like the signal for many areas will be a lot drier, finer, and even warmer conditions. Now finally, if we have a look at the live radar, you can see the big band of rain spreading eastwards across the country. We've got heavy showers in behind it. You can see it's quite a narrow band of rain, but it's pretty heavy within it. There's some lighter rain ahead, and you can see we have got line convection sparking up in the middle of this cold front. You can see even further northwards where we haven't got the sharpest line convection, you see there is still darker colours across this line, which is the boundary of the cold front. You can see towards the back end of the cold front, it does drop away very quickly. There is a sharp edge to this cold front, which is going to be symbolic. If you do see that cold front clear through before sunset, you're going to see it go from raining quite heavily to suddenly blue skies very quickly. It's a cold front where we do see a return to some quite cold upper air temperatures, which means the cloud does dissipate quite quickly. So we're having quite a quick and sudden transition to drier and finer weather. So it'll be very interesting to see what images I could see on Twitter this evening of this back edge of this cold front. However, under this rain, it is pretty miserable, and in that line convection, which is across parts of the northwest, heading out of eastern Wales into the West Midlands and southwestern parts, heading into central southern England, is very intense under there. Squally winds, very heavy rain, and if you're out there with a brolly, could easily blow your brolly out of your hand. We could be seeing gusts 40-50 mile an hour in that. It could be quite severe conditions, very temporarily, for about 5 or 10 minutes or so as it moves through, but it still could provide some quite dangerous conditions. So if you're planning to go out anywhere this afternoon or evening, do keep in mind of that line convection. If you do start to see the winds and the rain pick up very suddenly, do go indoors somewhere just to stay out of the way, as it will only last around 5, 10, 15 minutes and will swing through quite quickly. But for the time it is over the top of you, it is pretty intense, and I would stay away from it if I were you. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you again for another video soon.